AITA for using the word expect with a house cleaner? I've 36M been working with a house cleaner, mid-20 SF, for the past year. I book her directly, but she also gets work from a cleaning platform. Last week, I scheduled a cleaning for today, 10 a.m. This morning at 9:40 she texts, "My platform just added a morning job to my schedule, so I will be coming a bit later around 2 p.m. I reply, "That's fine this time. But when we schedule a time, I expect you to block out that time and not take any more jobs. We may have to arrange some things around our scheduled time, and shifting it can be inconvenient." She calls in a rage. "You don't expect anything from me. I don't tolerate this language from anyone in this world. I don't work for you. I will not be disrespected like this. Do you talk to anyone else this way?" Quote. I say I didn't mean disrespect. I use expect with people I manage at work. She says she's not my employee. She works for herself. We don't make much headway and she quits. We don't have a contentious history. She's never been angry like this before. We're not friendly and don't know much about each other. But otherwise it's just been a professional relationship. AITA for using the word expect here. Cleaner here. Actually, she does work for you if she accepted your house for the time scheduled. You contracted a service at a certain time and she accepted the job. IDK if she has an employer or she signed up on a site but it was in poor taste that she jumped on an extra job at the last minute and unprofessional. This wasn't a last-minute emergency that couldn't be avoided. She can ask for an accommodation and you can say yes or no, but it's perfectly reasonable for you to lay out your expectations for the service you contracted for. She could have handled it professionally and said she couldn't guarantee a time slot and you go from there. NTA. People are expected to do the things at the times and places that they contracted to do. Besides, people who scream about how someone is disrespecting them are almost always an uber asshole just looking for an excuse to be themselves. NTA. If you are paying her to clean your house, then she does, in fact, work for you. You booked a job for a certain date time and she blew you off. I think you were more than reasonable by saying it's okay for this time, but not in the future. Given her reaction, though, I would say cut ties and find someone else. She clearly isn't acting professional, and I'd honestly be concerned about someone with that attitude inside my house, especially if she's unsupervised while in there. Is English her second language by chance? My husband is francophone and sometimes I'll use very regular words that come across as rude to him, based on direct translation or how he defines them based off of working in his second language. Otherwise, I'm quite baffled at her response. You're NTA. NTA. This isn't how adults normally communicate. You scheduled the cleaning and she postponed it. And you accepted it but still made clear what you rightfully expect for a job she's getting paid for by you. You hire her for your house cleaning. After all, NTA. She is not giving you free service. You are paying her, so it's normal to have expectations. NTA. I take this happened in the USA. People are being tricked into thinking they are business owners when they are actually independent contractors who are at the mercy of others. She probably thought of herself in those terms and assumed you had the same understanding. It's obvious that you rightfully see her as an employee and have certain expectation from the relationship, such as showing up when scheduled. She's her own boss, but is not out of a job. I hope she sees the irony soon. NTA. You booked her for a job at 10 a.m. She was already committed to cleaning your place. If she is scared to lose jobs through this platform, she needs to either stop her one-woman show and Do that full time. Or tell the other place that she is already booked and to contact her for another booking. I would use the same verbiage if I have you booked for 10 a.m. I expect you to show up as scheduled. If this was an emergency or an illness, it would be a completely different situation. But she rescheduled at the last minute for her gain. Her reaction was also extremely heated and defensive. I don't work for you. If one is hired to do a job for someone, they are working for you. Do yourself a favor and ditch her and hire another more reliable person. She is literally affecting her own bread and butter by acting this way. NTA. She does actually work for you. That's how hiring someone works. Also, how else would you say this? I didn't realize that stating perfectly normal expectations of adherence to agreements with people you deal with on a professional level was somehow odd behavior. She didn't prioritize the appointment she'd set with you, and you were letting her know that you expect her to do so in the future instead of blowing you off and disrupting your schedule. Seems straightforward to me. NTA. When you pay people to do something for you, it comes with expectations. A severe overreaction on her part. I would understand if you said required or demand, but no, you used professional language. You hired her for a cleaning service at a specific time, which she accepted and confirmed. So of course you expect her to provide said service at the agreed time. You did nothing wrong. NTA. She calls in a rage. You don't expect anything from me. I don't tolerate this language from anyone in this world. I don't work for you. I will not be disrespected like this. Do you talk to anyone else this way? Quote, I'm confused here, especially by the "I don't work for you" line. I thought you hired this person to clean for you? In which case, yes, she does work for you. Though with that reaction to sharing your expectations of a professional relationship, my response would probably be, you're right. You don't work for me, thank you for your time, and find someone else who can behave professionally. The person I pay to clean my home on a consistent schedule has the good sense to apologize when there is reason to alter our weekly schedule, knowing that there is a reason for the schedule we arranged. And knowing I changed cleaners because I could not plan with the previous cleaning person who I could not count on and frequently came hours late. NTA. When I make an appointment, I do not expect it to be cancelled or moved so the person to simply take a different appointment. This is a reasonable expectation, emo. If she can't balance taking her own appointments plus the way the app schedules, she shouldn't try to do both. She probably should have just said something came up and not elaborated at all. Or left it at a basic, scheduling conflict. Honesty is nice. But in a situation like this, I imagine you wouldn't have cared as much if she hadn't given the specific reason. As you pay for her services, yes, she works for you. But not any longer, I hope. NTA. NTA at all. If you both agreed to schedule her to work at a certain date and time, she should consider herself booked. She may run her own business on the side apparently, but she works for her clients and that includes you. I would have just fired anyone who talked to me like this. I wouldn't want someone so unprofessional around my stuff or in my house as a worker. If she can't keep her time, that's her problem. She made it your problem and then got mad when you correctly addressed the issue as one of her own making. I'd be so embarrassed if I were her. NTA. You are employing her and there are, in fact, expectations of the standard of service you receive. Her behavior was atrocious. I wouldn't want someone that unhinged in my house. NTA. That idiot has no understanding of what working for someone means. INTA. When I pay for food, I expect food. When I pay for internet, I expect to have internet. Even I pay for a service to be performed at a certain time. I have every right to expect that service at the time I paid for it to be performed. You are not out of line at all to say that if you booked and are paying for a service at a certain time, that you expect them not to book someone else in the time you are paying for. Unless they are offering to reimburse you for time you paid for the time that's convenient for you. I'd go with a different cleaning service and make it abundantly clear that it's because of their lack of professionalism. NTA. I work for myself. Well then clean your own damn house then. See how much it pays you. You paid and scheduled a time. That time should have been blocked out for them in their other portal. What if you had rearranged your entire day to be there at 10 and then had to work by 2? She didn't even ask. She just told you that's when she'd be there. I'd be responding to that tirade with, I guess I don't need your services anymore. Seeing as how you don't work for me and can't be bothered to respect me or my time. NTA. You blocked off your time to accommodate when she was going to be there and she changed the time with little, no notice. Also, she does work for you. You pay her for a service.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.